How would I describe the state of news media? The business of news is broken. It's all attention-based. There are a lot of people that are incentivized to be the loudest voice in the room. You are rewarded for being outrageous. And we need you to help change that. This journey really started 10 years ago. I had this idea that news could be different. And that's when I realized what a massive impact social media was going to have on not just our culture, but our news. From 2009 on, it was nights and weekends spent experimenting and testing with social media and building what became in 2016 the #1 most shared news site around the election. But part of being social first is you listen first. And so that's what we did. We started listening. We went around the country to listen to people and understand what do they want from news, what's lacking. It would be really good, I think, for everyone here to hear your perspective on what would be one thing you'd change about news today. One thing that maybe bothers you. It doesn't have to be big or small, just one thing you might change about news.
My default is distrust. It's been so poisoned already. I mean, it's a giant lake that you're trying to clean up.
The public's trust in media is at an all-time low, and we're part of the problem.
The lack of ability from students to be able to tell fact from fiction is unbelievable.
Americans realize more than ever how vitally important a news industry is to a thriving democracy.
And these are people that are in 10 years going to be voting and making decisions for our country.
So it's like, here's the left side and here's the right side, and then you really make up your mind.
I can remember as a small child, in the evening news, 6 o'clock, that was the news. You got that, you got the newspaper. And they were trusted sources of information. They just were.
I feel like a lot of the news sources that are out there aren't necessarily reporting facts.
For us to fix it, it's going to take readers knowing everything about how our organization ticks.
If everyone's headed the wrong way, the person that's the most ahead is the first one that turns around and goes the other way.
Based on the feedback we've gotten from thousands of Americans, we're relaunching IJR with a commitment we're calling the First Pledge. And what does first mean? It means we're going to be fair, independent, responsive, sustainable, and transparent. One of the big challenges for newsrooms across the country is how do we sustain the kind of journalism that has a real impact on the community? Our idea is Mission Greenlight.
It's really twofold. Freelance journalists across the country are able to pitch passion projects to IJR that they want to report on. And it's also topics that our readers want to know more about.
Because there is a public service part of being a journalist. You did it because you cared about getting the truth out there and you wanted to be a part of that. As a member of Digital Content Next and the News Media Alliance, we're working with other industry leaders to come up with sustainable solutions for the future of news. As a launch partner of the Trust Project, we're committed to working closely with them to help restore trust across the news ecosystem. And with IJR Open, we're making our policies and practices available to our readers and to the public to see exactly how we are running our newsroom and how we're making the decisions about the stories we cover each and every day. The truth is, we don't know where this all ends. What we do know is that our team is dedicated to building a reader-first news organization. But we need your help. We want you to join us in this journey as we commit to rebuilding a newsroom that's reader-first. Americans want it, our readers demand it. It doesn't exist. Let's go build it. This is IJR. Experience the news.